So we're here at the USA Science and Engineering Festival with engineering.com, and we're sitting down with Elon Musk. In our previous video, we spoke about his work with Tesla Motors and the need to innovate in that interesting arena. I'd like to ask a little bit about commercial space exploration, space transit. I think a lot of people in the last few years have heard, it sounds as if we're abandoning space travel. That's the news, right? That NASA's no longer doing space flight and it's going away. I think SpaceX lets us know that that's a very different story. What do you see as the present day situation with space travel? And we're at a festival full of young adults. What potential careers do you see for them in the coming years?
We are at the dawn of a new era of space exploration, and one which is going to have a very significant commercial space component to it. And in fact, it will be primarily commercially driven. And if you think of the beginning of when the internet really took off, it was when commercial companies got involved, and that was around the 94, 95 era with Netscape. So I think we're kind of at that inflection point for space, and I think we're going to see a rapid acceleration of space technology, and I think we're finally going to push the boundaries of space again and go beyond the moon, in fact, to Mars. So the goal of SpaceX is to develop the technologies necessary to make life multiplanetary and establish a self-sustaining settlement on Mars, and ultimately, make life truly multiplanetary. And I think that's one of the most important things that we could possibly do, because that will more than anything ensure the continuance of life as we know it, and ensure that the light of consciousness on Earth is not extinguished.
Wow.
Plus, it will be the greatest adventure ever.
Fantastic, except for the 3 years of travel part.
No, it's 6 months.
Is that right?
6 months maximum.
Okay.
And so it'll be 6 months initially, and then over time we could reduce it under a month.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now here's a question on the idea of Mars exploration. If you think about 100 years ago, we were just learning how to fly, and it was blowing our minds that people were 100 feet in the air. Today we're thousands of miles, satellites thousands and millions and billions of miles away or whatever. We're orbiting Earth, we're going to the moon. How long do you think until we get manned travel to Mars?
Well, I think it's going to be as soon as 10, but no later than 20 years from now. That's my view. Wow.
And it's very interesting. I think that's super exciting. There isn't that same charge, I think, that we had in the 60s when our nation said, we're sending to a man on the moon in this decade. Yeah. It put a box around, let's get together on this. And I think with Mars, and I think in a lot of people's minds, it's very a far way off.
Yes, it is. There's no chance that humanity will get to Mars via the traditional government methods. The cost is just too high. And nor is it, I think, necessarily relevant, because doing another flags and footprints mission to Mars is not that important. It's notable, it'll set a new high altitude record, but it's not going to affect the destiny of humanity in a meaningful way. What will affect the destiny of humanity is the establishment of a permanent civilization on Mars. That will dramatically affect the future. Yeah.
Why would companies, if it won't be the government motivation, what motivates a company? What motivates the commercial backing behind establishing those colonies there? What do companies get out of that?
Well, you've hit upon, obviously, an important problem, because certainly once there is a colony established on Mars, and there's interplanetary commerce, of course, then there is a very powerful forcing function for commerce. But until there is such a thing established, there is no forcing function. Somebody has to decide to do it. And that's why I chose to start SpaceX first, actually, before Tesla, was because there is no direct economic forcing function. It just has to be that someone thinks it's important, and so they try to do it.
So as soon as we get a Dunkin' Donuts on Mars, we're set.
As soon as there's a base on Mars, there will be an enormous opportunity for companies to establish themselves on Mars and to service the interplanetary commerce.
That's fascinating. We've been talking with Elon Musk, the man that they based Tony Stark's character on Iron Man, if I understand right.
Part of it, yeah.
That's pretty awesome. It's a pretty awesome comparison. You can check out more videos with the interviews we've done on engineering.com, as well as learn about other amazing engineering and science celebrities that have been here at the USA Science and Engineering Festival. Elon, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.